I made a mistake. I went darker and I panicked and I bleached it back myself. Yes, even after 24 years behind the chair, I am not immune to a mental hair breakdown, and clearly I know better. I have been in full damage control for a few weeks now, so while it might look okay on camera today, the texture is still fragile and I am fighting to keep every strand around my hairline. Today I'm showing you exactly how I am nursing my fine hair back to health without losing volume. I'll also break down the difference between all the different repair products out there so you can stop buying blindly and use what actually works. If you want honest, professional advice for fine hair, make sure you're subscribed. Here's the truth about damage control for fine hair. When hair is truly fried, chasing volume usually makes hair feel even drier and rougher. That's why right now I am prioritizing moisture over volume most days. That doesn't mean you'll never have that lifted, voluminous hair again. It just means for a little while, we need to baby it so that it can recover. The exception is special occasions. Now, if you're going out and you want that extra texture and lift, then go for it. Skip the heavier moisturizing products and prioritize volume that day. But for most days, when you're in damage control mode, choose moisture. Your hair will thank you. Let's talk about what I actually use in the shower when my fine hair is in damage control. I recently just traded in my volumizing shampoo and conditioner for a repair duo instead. I decided to test out for the first time the Redken. This is their acidic bonding concentrate shampoo and conditioner. And it is surprisingly not overly heavy and it doesn't tend to weigh my hair down. Instead, it gives it almost like a coating that you can feel immediately, and it definitely makes the ends feel less rough and smooth. So I do recommend this set if you are in some sort of desperate situation like I am right now and you have overprocessed your hair with chemicals. Now we want to make sure that you're choosing a repair shampoo and conditioner based off of your specific damage. Now here's how to tell what type you need. If your hair feels stretchy when wet, you most likely need protein. If your hair feels dry, brittle, or rough from heat damage, then you're gonna want to avoid protein and focus on moisture. Now, if your hair is overprocessed like mine from color or highlights, then you're gonna wanna choose a bond building routine, such as the one that I'm using. All right, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what type of damage that you think you may have. Is it stretchy, brittle, or just dry? Let me know in the comments because it really does help me know what to focus on next. Here's a little pro tip for extra moisture. Rinse out your conditioner, but only rinse it out about 95%. Leave that last 5% in. I know that might sound strange, especially for fine hair, but that little bit of extra conditioner will add a little bit of slip and help reduce the breakage. It'll boost the moisture, and then you don't have to use an extra heavy mask that would weigh your hair down. Your hair will feel softer and smoother immediately without any extra products. Here's where a lot of people get confused, so I'm gonna do my best to simplify it. Hair masks are all about moisture and softness. Reach for one when your hair feels dry or brittle. These are meant to be used once a week or every other week. Now, when I want that type of mask, I reach for the Virtue Treatment Mask. I just finished my full Big Daddy, and now I'm working on my little travel size, and I'm about to finish with that too. This one is super great for shine and moisture, and it smooths the hair, and you only have to leave it in for 3 minutes. Hair treatments are more concentrated. They can be strengthening or repairing or moisturizing, depending on the formula. Choose one based off your damage type and use it weekly or alternate it with your hair mask. I have recently added the Redken Acidic Bonding Concentrate Leave-In Treatment to my routine. With fine hair, just be mindful with any leave-in treatments and use them sparingly. But I can say for my fine hair, it really hasn't weighed my hair down, but I really do just use a tiny amount. It really has been helping rehab my hair. My hair does feel much smoother and way less dry. It does function as a leave-in and a bond builder, and we are gonna get into bond builders next. Now, bond builders are a little bit different. They are mostly used for chemical damage like over processed bleach, color, highlights, all the things. but they can work really well for overly processed from heat damage and keratins and chemical straighteners like that. If you've done any of those, then a bond builder will definitely help, but if not, they probably won't be as helpful as other options. For my bond builder treatment, what I've been using is the K18 hair mask. This is such an easy product to use. You shampoo, you skip the conditioner, you apply it where needed, you leave it on 4 minutes, and then you move on with your day and you style as normal. There is not a whole lot more to know about it. And if you do it just like that, it will work magic. And I have to say, this has been one of my go-tos whenever I accidentally get a little bit too chemical happy with my hair. Also, you really just need a tiny amount. That is one of the reasons why it comes in such a small bottle. A little bit goes a long way, and it really won't weigh your hair down unless you overapply it. With these guys, it's best to use like every wash for the first 4 washes after your damage, and then you don't need to use it but once a week or once every other week for maintenance. Protein is like scaffolding for your hair. When your hair is dry or damaged or broken like mine, it helps rebuild and protect the structure. But too much protein can do the opposite and cause your hair to become brittle and broken, dry and damaged, and then snap. So don't go ham and buy all the protein products. Just choose one, like a shampoo, a conditioner, a mask, or a leave-in, and not all of the above. It would also be a really good idea to alternate your protein treatments or your protein masks with a moisture mask or a bond builder. That would be a safe way to prevent protein overload. Most fine hair only needs protein every 4 to 6 weeks. Unless it's severely damaged, like some of us, then you can use it every 1 to 2 weeks. If you're unsure, do this little check-in. If your hair feels a little stretchy and a little mushy, then you definitely need protein. If your hair feels dry or stiff or a little crunchy, then you need moisture and skip the protein. To keep it simple, alternate your treatment plan, 1 week protein, 1 week moisture. That will keep your fine hair strong without making it stiff. The Virtue mask that I mentioned earlier is a really good, simple protein mask that you should feel safe not overloading your hair with. They have a patented protein inside of all of their products called alpha keratin 60Ku, and it is actually from upcycled human hair. So it's not synthetic like some other ones. So they say that you cannot over proteiниze your hair with any of their products, that their particular keratin will go in and fill all the holes that are needed and then slide off all the rest. So far I have not gotten any weird crunchiness or dryness, but nothing but soft hair from this guy. Here is a very common question. Do I need a leave-in conditioner, a leave-in treatment, or both? A leave-in conditioner is ideal for slip and moisture and detangling. They're usually very lightweight and ideal for fine hair. A leave-in treatment is more targeted, usually for repair or strengthening or heat damage or UV protection. Now, if you're using both, which is fine in damage control mode, use your leave-in conditioner first, then your treatment, and then you can follow up with your styling products and style as usual. If your hair gets greasy fast, then skip the leave-in conditioner and go straight to the treatment, especially if you're in damage control mode. And a lot of times when I'm in the shower, instead of using a shampoo, a conditioner, and a treatment, I will skip the conditioner and go to the treatment in that situation as well. Most of the time for fine hair, you don't need both. Now, when your hair is extremely dry and brittle, I love this approach. I call this the moisture sandwich. You're layering moisture at every step, but keep it light so you do not weigh your fine hair down. Start with your lightweight hydrating leave-in conditioner, follow it up with a moisturizing cream, lightweight, and then seal it in with a lightweight, you guessed it, oil. The goal is moisture at every step without overload. Now, I have quite a few oils that I'm loving right now, so I will put a few in the description if you are on the hunt for a lightweight oil that will not weigh your hair down, but still has the added repair benefits for hair like ours. Should you skip the blow dry? when you're in repair mode? In my opinion, no. Air drying is obviously gonna be more gentle. However, it can leave our hair a little bit more frizzy and obviously weigh our hair down, and oils actually will build up faster. Blow drying will give more polish and obviously help lift the roots. But here are my pro tips to prevent further damage and protect your strands at the same time. Tip number 1, always use a heat protectant anytime you're using heat, even if it's low heat, and even if it's just your blow dryer. Tip number 2 is air dry your hair 90% before picking up your blow dryer. Then you're reducing the amount of heat that you're putting on your hair and reduces the amount of breakage. And tip number 3, always use your cool shot button. That is going to lock in the moisture and seal your cuticle, which reduces dry, frizzy hair. There is no one size fits all for fine hair, or any hair for that matter. What works for me might need a little bit of tweaking for you. Take what makes sense for you, try it out, and adjust as you go. And if you're in full damage control as well, it's okay, your hair will recover, hair grows, and it will eventually get back to where it once was, I promise. If you want help figuring out what your hair needs, let me know what kind of damage you're dealing with and drop it in the comments, and I will get back to you with what I think would work best for your hair type. That's it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.